All right, everybody, good morning and welcome to Against the Public for June 27th. I'm Dana Lane. Today we're going to change it up just a little bit and give you 3 free WNBA plays for Thursday's card, which starts early. I want to make sure we get the winning rolling early in the day, and to finish it off, we're going to give you an update on the 2024 WNBA numbers against the spread and a little bit of historical perspective as well. After the show, please go to Pickdawgz.com, where I'll have my premium Major League Baseball and WNBA plays loaded up, and of course you can purchase the single plays or get involved with those 3-packs, and I'll have one both for the WNBA and Major League Baseball. Every single play and every 3-pack comes with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee that states you must profit or receive an immediate site credit for the purchase price. And as you know, there's only one way to get involved with every play that I release, and that's to simply become an all-access member. And you can do that for the next 30 days for less than $11 a day, the next 90 days for less than $10 a day, or better yet, guys, just jump on that annual all-access pass that gives you every play I release for the next 365 days for one low price. Comes out to be $3.56 a day. So let's roll our sleeves up. Let's get to work. Let's start it tomorrow. We are so close to preseason football. On to your free plays for Thursday. Start things off 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 6:01, 6:02. Minnesota Lynx on the road against the Dallas Wings. As you would expect, Minnesota minus 10.5, 162.5, healthy favorite on the road. The Commissioner's Cup champions are playing against probably the worst team in the WNBA, and I wonder if we just saw the Lynx force the New York Liberty into 20 turnovers. What are they going to do against Dallas, who are clearly the most sloppiest team in the league? And when I'm not going towards the side here, but I am favoring the total. And what I want, if I'm going to go over the total, this is what I want. Obviously, I want two teams that are going to be able to shoot a high percentage from the floor, and also from the free throw line. More importantly, I need these two teams. I need teams to get to the free throw line, and if you're not getting to the free throw line, whether you hit for a high percentage or not, that's really not going to bode well if you're going over when the total is 162. I think you can anticipate a small letdown in this game. Cheryl Reeves' team, of course, happy they won the Commissioner's Cup. They've made that they've made that point many times. In fact, I hope Miss Reeves gets all the attention she deserves. She clearly wants it, and I guess for all the success that her team has had over the last couple of seasons without winning a championship, but I guess we'll take the Commissioner's Cup. There's all your attention that you crave. If it was me, I'd want my team to fly right under that radar. As far as the Wings are concerned, they are trying to gel. They have the most inexperienced team in the WNBA, and it certainly shows. If I were them, I'd try to slow this pace down. Also, if you are interested in the side, we did see a major move from a professional move at Caesars in Illinois, taking Dallas plus 10.5. But for us, we're going to go under that total of 162.5. Game number 2, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 6:03, 6:04, Connecticut Sun against the Washington Mystics. Sun coming cash in 4 straight unders, with those games averaging 148 points a game. Against the Storm, we saw Connecticut shoot just 37% from the field, 2 of 14 from 3, 9 of 17 from the line, and only Alyssa Thomas was the only starter to shoot over 40% in their lineup. And you could chalk that up to a disappointing loss against Vegas. We saw them just make 64% of their free throws in that 11-point loss. Nothing new for Connecticut, who hit just under 75% of their free throws, the worst mark in the WNBA. 6 of the last 10 meetings have cashed unders, including their last matchup when Washington was held to just 59 points in that 17-point loss. We also might be seeing a little rust from the Sun, who have not played since Sunday, and they are coming off those 2 losses, not only to Vegas, but also to Seattle. So not only might we see a little bit of rust, but we might see them coming, when you come off those two big games, and then you got to play the Mystics. It may take a little bit to get the juices flowing again. And that loss to Seattle, by the way, despite another poor shooting percentage. Had it not been for that second quarter when they allowed 26 points, and we're not talking about the NBA here where it's 12-minute quarters. These are 10-minute quarters. You give up 26 points in a 10-minute quarter, not good. I think if I'm Stephanie White, I think my focus this week at practice is going to be on defense. That's why we're looking at a total of 153. I still think that's too high. We're going to go under that total of 153. And then game number 3, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 6:07, 6:08. Indiana Fever against the Seattle Storm. Storm 8.5, 167.5 is your total. Shop around for this number because there are already some books that are quite a bit apart. Actually, it's just a point, but especially when it comes to the total, not so much the side. But Bet US is at 167 right now. Circa in downtown Vegas is at 168. So we got some numbers in between there. The consensus number right now is at 168. It just went up from 167.5. For a second though, when we talk about the side, we did see a massive wager at the at FanDuel in New Jersey. Seattle was minus 10. That was beat down to plus 8.5. Somebody came in and took the Indiana Fever plus to 10 there. So we're looking at 8.5 as the consensus number when we look at the side. And for Indiana, I'm looking at the injury report. It does look like that Temi Fagbinley is going to be back in the lineup at some point. She's listed as probable right now. She has not played in a month. And if you remember before she got hurt, that her and Caitlin Smith really seem to be playing well together. Of course, that chemistry, has to be remolded again, I guess. But 57, Fagbinley was shooting 57% from the floor, and if they can get that back in the lineup, even though she doesn't shoot the ball a lot, just averaging under 10 points a game, but 57% from the floor, and somebody that it looked like it, Caitlin, did I say Caitlin Smith? No, Caitlin Clark, if I didn't say that right. But it looked like somebody that Caitlin Clark really was starting to gel with on the floor. But with any returning player, whether it's the NBA or NHL or WNBA, let's not overreact. A lot of people overreact to a massive or to a player coming back to the lineup. So we're not going to do that here. I'm going to kind of run away from the side here. And we know that Seattle's led by former Notre Dame product, Skylar Diggins-Smith and Jewel Lloyd. But for me, it looks impressive points per game wise, but that duo does not shoot the ball well. And we just need some more consistency. I think this number is way too high at 167.5. So once again, I'm going to go under that number of 167.5. And before we close the show, here's your handicapping tip for Thursday. And we're just going to simply go over WNBA stats, which we have not done this season against the number. Which teams have been the most consistent this year and over the last 3 years? So far in 2024, underdogs have been the side, but not by much. 50, 47, and 1, 0.95 to the negative. So a little 3 games over 500 if you bet the underdogs. But as far as we breaking it down by team, Minnesota is 7-1 as a dog, plus 5.47 units. Phoenix 8-4, 3.48 units, and Washington 9-6-1 as a dog, plus 2.18 units. Atlanta Dream just 1-5, 4.04 units lost. If dogs fail to turn a profit this season, which they still might and are on pace to do, it's going to be the 3rd straight season that they have failed to turn a profit, but just 6.50 units lost, and that's because they are over 500 when you're betting games individually, 285 and 262, only a win percentage of 52%, which is why they are in the red. The best underdogs over the last 3 seasons, well, that's the Dallas Wings at 27-16 ATS, followed by the Washington Mystics, 25-16, plus 6.26, and the Minnesota Lynx, 32-23, plus 5.94 units. Road teams this season, 53-43, one push. That's really good. 55.21%. Winners, 5.83 units won. Minnesota 5-1 on the road. Liberty 6-3 on the road. Seattle Storm 6-4 on the road is your top 3. Last 3 seasons, road teams are 279 and 267 a 511 win percentage, but have turned a profit in 2 of the last 3 seasons. So this road team number that we're looking at in 2024, that might still hold true. So don't anticipate going backwards at some point, because 2 of the last 3 years we have seen road teams do extremely well against the number. Overall in 2024, the Minnesota Lynx are 13-4 ATS. Minnesota and Seattle are both 10-6. Over the last 3 seasons, who's your most reliable organizations over the last 3 seasons? Well, again, it's the Minnesota Lynx, 53-39 against the number, plus 8.71 units. Followed by the Washington Mystics, 49-42, plus 1.73 units, and the Dallas Wings, 48-42 ATS, plus 1.14 units. Talk about parity. Over the last 3 seasons, only 3 teams have turned a profit for bettors, and 4 teams over the last 3 seasons have turned a profit for bettors if you bet them consistently, and 3 of those teams have won less than 2 units. Only the Minnesota Lynx have won more than 2 units over the last 3 seasons. That is absolute parity in that league, which is interesting too, because with the Las Vegas Aces, a back-to-back champion, we didn't hear them in any of those statistics. So it's really, these games are tight. That's why the underdog has a little bit of an advantage in betting, and we can tell that, yeah, the Aces are back-to-back champions, but they don't show up in any of these top ATS records, which means they're winning, but they're not. Well, we know that they're overpriced anyway, but they're not a team that you can consistently jump on night in and night out. So, certainly not now, but they are getting healthy, and maybe down the road we can start playing them a little bit more. If there's anything you'd like me to research, please just drop me a comment on the YouTube channel. I'll get to it if I can. Sorry I said Caitlin Smith. I'm going to kick myself all night for that. That does it for, and maybe I didn't say that. If I didn't say that, now I'm sorry for apologizing. Either way. Okay. That does it for your free plays for Thursday and your handicapping tip of the day. Please go to pickdawgz.com. Get involved with one of my many available pitch packages, including my all access pass that gives you every game I release for one low price. Who's Caitlin Smith? Is Caitlin Smith on Charlie's Angels? I think so. I don't know. Very impressionable when I was a kid past 11 o'clock watching that. So that's probably how it's still on the mind. Okay, here's your 3 free plays for Thursday in the WNBA. Minnesota Dallas under 162.5. Connecticut Washington also under 153. And Indiana Seattle under 168. We got an underfest on Thursday. That does it for today's show. Thank you to everyone who continues to watch. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Thursday.